I would like to invite the stand for Turkish national anthem.
Please keep silent. Please be seated. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to everyone. It is indeed a moment of pride and privilege to welcome you all to this prestigious occasion, the International Conference on Recent Advancement in Computer and Engineering Technologies, jointly organized by Bahria University, Islamabad, Pakistan, and Altinbas University, Turkey. So I, Dr. Nadia Imran from Faculty of Engineering Sciences, welcome you all. Now I would like to invite Vice Admiral Retired Asif Hilal Imtiaz Military, Rector Bahria University, to deliver the opening remarks for today's event. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Rector.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rector Altinbas, Prof.Dr. Çağrı ERHAN, Sign Conocular, esteemed guests, respected faculty members, dear students, Assalamu alaikum and Arfa. It is with immense pride that I welcome you all to the inauguration of the International Conference on Recent Advancements in Computer and Engineering Technology, jointly organized by Bahria University and Altinbas University. This momentous occasion, connecting the brotherly cities of Istanbul, Islamabad, Karachi, in real time, and being live on Bahria University television exemplifies the incredible technological progress of our era. Altinbas should stand Desh Larem İçin selamli orum ortak araştırmayı yeni likle kuşlendr mek istiyor. Today we celebrate not just technological innovation, but also the enduring and cherished brotherhood between Pakistan and Turkey. This partnership on respect, shared values, the history of collaboration is now expanding into academic and technological frontiers. Together we aim to build bridges of knowledge that strengthen our ties and foster innovation for the betterment of our two brotherly nations and the world. Technology, as we all know, transcends borders. It unites us in our shared pursuit of progress and innovation. Fields like artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning, and cybersecurity are not defined boundaries anymore. Their growth and impact on global revolution. This conference is a platform. Idea and knowledge, expertise is and sustainable. Sabgi Dostar, Pakistan and Turkey share a relationship that has stood Bahria University and Altinbas University are working to address global challenges through research, inclusive academic community with students from 25 countries, including Turkey, offering 106 plus accredited programs in fields of engineering, business studies, health sciences, psychology, humanities, social sciences, and law. I am pleased to share here that Bahria University is featured with the QS Times Higher Education Green Metric World Rankings. Segi, their those Altenbosch University shares our vision for academic excellence and societal impact. Together, we are committed to advancing research in areas such as sustainable technology, cybersecurity, and smart systems. This collaboration is not just an academic alliance, it is a commitment to creating a better future through shared knowledge and innovation. Through joint research, faculty exchanges, and student programs, we are fostering a spirit of learning and discovery that has no geographical and cultural rights. Together, we are equipping students to become leaders capable of solving the most pressing challenges of our time. Ladies and gentlemen, events like this are not just about presenting research. These are about building networks, fostering collaboration, and inspiring new ideas. We are confident the discussions and deliberations over the next few days will result in innovative solutions and valuable contributions to the field of computer and engineering technologies. As we look to the future, it is imperative that we strengthen the connection between academia and industry. At Bahria University, we are making concerted efforts to bridge this gap through industrial linkages, research collaborations, and initiatives that align academic programs with industry needs. This conference is a testament to all these efforts. By bringing together academicians and industry experts, we are creating pathways for impactful research and practical applications that benefit society at large. Pakistan and Turkey have large youth populations, so we have an opportunity to channel this potential into productive avenues. Through events like this conference, we aim to inspire our students to become innovators, entrepreneurs, and leaders who contribute to national and global progress. We hope that the relationships formed here will lead to the long-term partnerships, groundbreaking discoveries, and a shared commitment to advancing knowledge. Together, we can create a future where technology serves as a force for good, enhancing quality of life, and driving sustainable development. In closing, I extend my deepest gratitude to Professor Dr. Çağrı ERHAN, of Altinbas University, Professor Dr. Galip, CANSEVER, Dean of Engineering and Architecture, Altinbas University, Professor Dr. Faisal Bashir, Dean of Engineering Sciences, Bahria University, Professor Dr. Awais Mahmood, Director International Office, Bahria University, and their teams for their unwavering dedication to organizing this conference. I'm also grateful to the keynote speakers, invited speakers, and guests for sparing their valuable time. To all participants, I urge you to engage wholeheartedly in these sessions, exchange ideas, and embrace the spirit of collaboration that this conference embodies. Let's use this platform to inspire innovation, build bridges of understanding, and work together for a better future. Altinbas University sendeki dostlarımızı İstana ve Üniversite Senation davet etmek isterim. Türkiye ve Pakistan kardeş, Türkiye ve Pakistan zindabad. Thank you. Teşekkür ederim.
Now,
CANSEVER and its colleagues. During this meeting, we decided to bring together the experts and professors and students of both universities together, both online and on-site, to discuss about the recent developments in technology, particularly digital technology, and what kind of opportunities and threats we will embrace in the next year. And this is the first incident, first occasion of this idea. So I'm very happy to be here with you in this hall and with our 3 hours away from us in Pakistan. Turkey and Pakistan have a long history of friendship and brotherhood. For more than 70 years now, both countries developed ties almost all aspects of international relations, extending from economy, to defense, to political cooperation, to sports and culture. For a decade now, both countries' governments decided to enhance their cooperation in higher education area as well. This started with both countries' higher education councils, presidents to the country, and they signed some agreements for this academic cooperation. So this conference can be seen as a part of this emerging cooperation. And both Bahria University and Altinbas University gave big importance to this developing area of cooperation in both countries. Since 6 years after signing the agreement with Bahria University, within the framework of Erasmus exchange program, we started academic professor exchange with Bahria. We received some professors here and sent some professors to Bahria, particularly in the field of health sciences. Now, with this conference, we will cover the computer and other engineering classes as well, which is a great has a great importance for international relations. Just a few days ago, I noticed that some important press agency decided to select the word or the phrase of the year of 2024. And the two phrases came in front. The first one, as all you may know, or all you may guess, is artificial intelligence. And the second one was railroad. So artificial intelligence is now covering almost all areas of our daily life. When we wake up, we start to check our cell phones or our intelligent phones, our social media accounts, and we want or we don't want, we start to receive a lot of information throughout the day. And sometimes, without intention, it shapes our daily life, weekly life, monthly life, entire life. So, on one side, it extends or presents great opportunities for all of us. But on the other side, everybody is not talking about growing threats. Some technologies can clone your voice, your videos, and they can cheat your loved ones with your voice and your face. They can cheat government institutions, finance institutions. So this impact of false technology is becoming a more and more threat nowadays. So in this kind of conferences, as you have already checked with the program, we will not only focus on the opportunities of the new technologies, but we also try to create a common joint brainstorming to prevent their damages on our societies as well. At the end of my speech, I would like to just share an anecdote for my daily life. I spent almost 30-35 minutes every day when going back to home and coming to university. And at the car, yesterday, when I was thinking about this conference, I decided to ask a question to famous AI program, ChatGPT. I use the free version, so it is not so good. I asked a simple question. Can you write a novel, a book? Can you write a novel about 18th century Ottoman Istanbul? And it gave me an answer. Yes, I can write. What kind of details you want? What kind of novel you want? I said, okay, a detective novel. Okay, and then it asked again, who should be murdered? A noble one, an ordinary one? What kind of persons should be? I gave some more details. And then what happened? Within these 30 minutes, we shared some further information with the program. At the end of my short trip, I got 150 pages of English novel. So this is incredible. So can you imagine how many days, how many months you should spend to write something? So it's becoming a more and more complicated issue for all of us. It's a cliche now. 65% of the jobs we have now in the world will perish in 10 years. They will be replaced by artificial intelligence, robots, and everything else. So as universities, should we continue to educate people on the same curriculum, in the same programs, if they will be replaced by programs? Many computer scientists who spend years to learn coding, they will not be able to use this coding ability in the future because programs will use. Programs are making coding now. So companies are not hiring this kind of people, coders. They're buying programs instead. So as universities, we should also think about our curricula and should modify it for the future to give a better education to our students, to make them ready for the future's challenges. And I'm sure this conference will also serve to create joint ideas, to create a new engineering, computer engineering, software engineering curricula for the university level as well. At the end of my speech, I would like to thank all people in Bahria University, in Altinbas University, who spent a lot of time and efforts to make this conference. I also would like to thank our friends from Pakistan, our educational scientific attaché of Pakistan, Chancellor of Pakistan, and I wish this conference will be repeated in the following years in Pakistan and in Turkey, and will give a very valuable, precious contribution to the area, and will have some repercussions as well. Thank you and welcome again. I wish you a very, very good conference.
We would like to thank our President, Prof.Dr. Çağrı ERHAN, for the speeches. Now, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Galip CANSEVER, Dean of Faculty of Engineering and Architecture, to the stage for the speeches.
Morning, everybody. Dear President of Altinbas University, dear academicians, dear participants, and dear students, and also, sorry about that, dear President of the Bahria University, and dear Dean of the Bahria University Engineering Faculty, Professor Faisal, and welcome to the conference on Understanding Advanced in Computer Engineering Technologies, ICRACE'24. ICRACE'24 is organized in a hybrid format with simultaneous sessions at Bahria University, Istanbul, and Altinbas University, Istanbul, Turkey. ICRACE'24 provides an outstanding platform for researchers, academicians and industry experts present and discuss STEM advances in computer and engineering technologies. Participants are invited to attend in person at one of the two prestigious universities or virtually from anywhere in the world. And there are currently academicians from different countries presenting papers. Conference program is designed to accomplish and team as well as scientific and high-tech from around the world. It includes paper presentations, keynote speeches by keynote experts, and interactive sessions to encourage innovation and collaboration. ICRACE'24 covers a wide range of topics reflecting the diverse and rapidly evolving nature of the field. The next invited speaker is Sami, GÖZÜKIRMIZI, Vice President of ICRACE'24. He will talk about industrial solutions on artificial intelligence. And our conference includes 6 sessions. One of them is, or the first section is artificial intelligence and new technologies. Session 2, machine learning and deep learning, and session 3, and session 6, data mining, data, digital systems, and signal processing will be on topics. There will be 22 speakers in total in 6 sessions on the topics. And they did present the papers. I would like to welcome you again, dear Council, dear President of Altinbas University, dear President of Bahria University, dear academicians, dear participants, and dear students. To the International Conference on Business Advance in Computer and Engineering, Technological ICRACE 24. ICRACE 24 is organized in a hybrid format. It is the 10th session at Bahria University. So, Islamabad and Altinbas University, Istanbul. ICRACE 24 with the wish that the conference is successful and productive and beneficial. Thank you very much. Come here. Thank you.
We would like to thank our dean, Prof.Dr. Çağrı ERHAN, for the speeches. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Sami, GÖZÜKIRMIZI, Vice President of E3TEM Industrial IA Solutions, to make the speeches as invited speaker.
Hello, good morning. Welcome, everybody. My name is Ali Sami GÖZÜKIRMIZI. I am a field engineer, also a managing partner of industrial automation company, E3TEM. So we are active company in terms of industrial automation, and we use a lot of AI that I will talk about. How we use AI to industry. That's the topic that I would like to discuss in details with you. I'm also a PhD candidate in Istanbul Okan University, and I'm doing my research into industrial AI also. So this is a kind of a bridge between academy and industry. Actually, the technology, AI technology, is developing. It's being developed in academic side, and we are using industrial version of this knowledge. And this requires lots of background, experience, and some innovation, of course. So before jumping into industrial automation and AI, I would like to discuss about, first of all, what is AI, why we call it artificial intelligence, what is human intelligence compared, and other basic terminology that you could understand in better way. So today we easily say we are living an era of AI. So the developments in AI is day by day, actually. So we are facing a new concept every day in AI world. Some of them is affecting our lives in a dramatic way. Some of them looks minor change, but in other sides, they are a big impact actually to develop technology at all. So both of us are familiar with language models nowadays. So everybody, I guess, at least heard about ChatGPT and other chatbots. So these kind of bots we are introduced with AI. So as a normal person, let's say, not from academic side or not from engineering side, as a standard citizen, let's say, we are faced with a concept that chatbots, and then we understand, okay, this could we could utilize from that chatbots in order to do some business with it, some task. We can give, for example, we can ask questions, for example, and get some response in an accurate way. So, as a student, for example, all of us are utilizing from that chatbots. We are asking some questions, for example, some mathematical questions or some terminological questions. So we are getting information and do our business, not only in academic side, of course, but also in daily life or in business life. These kind of things are widely used. So therefore, we have some idea what AI can do actually into our life. This is called actually artificial intelligence in general way, but in a correct way actually, it is narrowed artificial intelligence, which means it's only focused on some specific task, which is generating answer to you by using generative adversarial network, it's called. So when you ask a question, so it finds a way to give you the best possible answer at the end. But that's the limited capability. So you cannot go further from that. It's not like human, actually. It just acts as human and give you some meaningful response, meaningful answer. So therefore, it is only limited for generating some answer depending on your question. On the other hand, other AI systems, for example, vision systems, which AI actually find itself a very, very wide area to develop since beginning. Vision, image processing, let's say, is a very, very good field for AI to develop and a good platform to be used. So therefore, in vision systems, AI systems also do a specific task. Understanding the image and processing it like a human and generating some results, specific results. So it is also limited functionality, which is also a part of narrowed AI. That's why it should be called narrowed, because it's just doing a business, doing a task, which is actually processing the image and giving some, creating some results. So other models do the same. For example, sound processing models. It hears something and then process it and generate a result. So it is also a narrowed specific AI. So we can give also other examples, but as a concept, these kind of things are narrowed AI. So we actually are talking about narrowed systems. So this is important to understand, because when we say artificial intelligence, our expectations are getting high. So when we say we have an artificial AI system into our university, for example, so people think about this AI actually capable of doing a lot of things. The expectation is growing up, which is actually giving us a problem sometimes. So as a result, we have to define what is AI, depending on our business, depending on what we want to do. For example, in industrial world, when we talk about AI, this is only a specific tool that we are utilizing to process, to manufacture without human issues, and much more efficient of course, much more quality and less price during production. That's where AI used in industry. That's the main purpose. So continue with that. This concept, large language models and industrial AI system are actually connected. So these things fundamentally are same actually. So all of us are using large language models as a background system, as a background processor, let's say. So in this case, you can think about these large language models are actually extremely useful, and on the other hand, it's a kind of special thing actually to have as a country, for example, or as a company, for example. So today's world, these big gamers, big players, let's say, has these models already. For example, OpenAI has ChatGPT. Google, for example, has Gemini. Microsoft, IBM, lots of different special companies. As we know, in social media or in internet, so we are using that technologies directly, and we are actually kind of we have to use their technology, because creating a large language model from scratch as a country, let's say, is nearly not possible, because we need to have like 1 million computer under ocean to train a proper language model to respond when you ask question. So it takes like 1 year for training under the ocean because of the cooling process, of course, for 1 million computer. So which is very high cost effective. And it takes a lot of time and energy and resources, etc. So as a summary, we are kind of dependent of these big large language models in near future. When we use something in our industry, actually we are using that kind of technologies from some companies, and we send data in the end to them. That's another topic we can discuss hours and hours. But today's world, it became a quotation, it became a saying around everybody. Data is everything. Data is new, the most important thing, like more valuable than gold now, because everybody needs data for AI. If there is no data, there is no AI. That's a certain rule. So that's why everybody is trying to get data from somewhere and train their model to do some specific business. For example, there are good examples you cannot actually realize how data were collected by someone. For example, OpenAI, when they launched OpenAI ChatGPT, they did it free of charge for everybody. So what we did, we just registered there and tried out, and we asked a lot of questions, millions of questions in 1 month. So they collect data, enormous of data they collect for free of charge from us. And they train their model depending on data, value data. It's not a junk data, by the way, because we filtered out a lot of things and we ask questions, personal questions we ask them. And then they got this information and they train it with very high end hardwares, and today it talks like a human and more than human. For example, the latest GPT model, which is ChatGPT 01 Pro version. So it is it gets a 125 IQ from the IQ test, which is very let's say a global IQ test, well-known IQ test. It got a 125 IQ and gets a 90% score from mathematics Olympiads. Maximum score is 100 actually, and it gets also a very high score from coding world, coding authorities. So it's and I am getting afraid actually, because the capability of these kind of things. So we should be afraid, because it could easily replace people with that capacity now, and it's just $200 per month, for example. It is reachable for someone. Imagine that they have this technology, but in the end, they have something else that's public for sure. But that's just a small slice that we are seeing now. But actually, the rest is much more bigger than this. So everybody, therefore, is trying to get much more data, more value data, personal data from us. Actually, from human data is one of the valued data actually they could ever get. Health data, for example, or industrial data that we are going to discuss. So in the end, data is everything for AI business. If you have data, so you just pass one step only. Then, okay, you have data. Then what else? What you need to do is to identify this data, separate this data, because data could include everything, necessary and unnecessary things. We need to separate that data to valued information and junk information. That's another concept, another approach to AI world. Actually, it's a business concept. So in today's world, some new business titles like prompt engineer. What is prompt engineer? As you know, prompt means a question format. But we ask to ChatGPT, for example, that's a prompt. So if you design that prompt in a smarter way, the response will be better. So therefore, it is very depending on how you ask questions to AI system. That's why there is a concept starting called prompt engineer. That's just one thing. And then we have data engineer. So these guys split that data into value data or junk data. So it's a kind of a big data identification and separation. That's a must. Otherwise, you cannot train AI model for this task. We need to narrow the data to our specific purpose. So there is another also business model for that, and also AI models for that. So AI in AI, actually. So that concept is concept has a lot of sub-concepts actually. So we are getting to some AI training, for example, model training. So I am discussing with you from the beginning till end how to get an AI model, for example. And so we have data, okay, we separate the data, okay, we find good data and bad data, so we throw out junk data. And then we have the data to train, but we need to label them. Labeling, another concept. So what we need to do is, for example, train the data with specific labels. As I can give an example, like I have orange and I have apple. So as a data, so I need to identify and label. These things are orange. These things are apple. So someone should do this very accurately. Another big step for AI, successful AI systems in everywhere, not only in industry, but also everywhere, every field. It is very, very dependent with how you label data. So for an image processing, for example, maybe you guys already play around with some applications already. You may know you need to drop some polygons or some circles, some rectangles to specific areas, and you need to identify it. You need to give a label that, for example, traffic sign or bike or dog, cat, what you see in the image. So you need to identify it, and you have to do it many times, not only 10 times, 100 times. You have to apply it like 1,000 times, 100,000 times. You need to do labeling. So it's a lot of effort actually, and it really requires a concentrated, clear mind and concentration to do this. So of course there are some teams, some new business concepts to go there and label that data. Actually, there is also AI systems doing some auto labeling, as you may understand the concept. Some AI model labeling data for you actually in a very high. Yes, sir.
Biraz daha bayağı konuşacak vakit bir şey var. Vakit var diye ben biraz uzaktım ama asıl konuya gelmedim.
Okay, 10 minutes. Okay, so I go into industrial application and talk about industrial world, how we use AI. So first of all, industrial AI means better production without human complexity, let's say. But it is not a replacement of humans in industry. It is a specific tool that we use it to do a better production without less mistakes and more efficient way. For example, imagine that in automotive industry, vehicle manufacturing. So they produce cars and they use a lot of complex devices like robots, mechatronic systems, electronic systems, motion systems, etc. And of course humans, a lot of humans, to validate what they produce. For example, they produce motor and they couple of people look for each feature, if it is correctly placed or not. Presence, absence controls, color controls, QR data matrix code reading, OCR, identification, some defect detection on motors, because they are so important. Human eye can do mistake. I can easily do mistake because I slept very late night, so I couldn't wake up with a concentrated mind. So I go to factory, and my business is to find some defects on motor, vehicle motor. That's my business. But due to the fact that I couldn't get my sleep, so I made a mistake, and this mistake caused someone's health, someone's maybe life, because of a small scratch on motor caused a big problems on the roads somehow. And these kind of things, that's real world examples. So that's why AI system are best option now for us to identify and find these kind of things better than human action. But there are 3 golden rules for successful AI systems in industry. That's a specific, a shortcutted 3 major findings after 100 different industrial application, AI application we did as a company on field. So with, let's say, and blood, let's say. So we found out 3 golden approach for industrial successful AI systems. First, we need data as we talked already. We need data. So we ask for data to customer, to factory. So they should give you data. The common problem is they have data, of course, but good data, because they produce without error most of the times. 1% error for 1 month, for example. So they produce like millions of products, but only 10 of them are faulty. So it's not enough. They have to give you much more data with faulty products. So which means they should be willing to spend some money on it. They should give you data on purpose. Okay, you have data. You start working. We start working on project. And the second thing, we need a team inside the company that we work, because AI business are understood as a solo systems actually. Like, okay, I'm an engineer and I can use chatbots, so therefore I'm able to develop AI systems with my own. No, that's not true, because it's a teamwork. In industry, we need to find someone inside the company to help us how to label data, for example, how to create relation with faults, with defects, and good products, bad products, etc. So someone should come there and build a team together and work on that together. Otherwise, if someone only leads that AI business inside the industry, it most probably will fail at the end. And the last thing, before finishing my speech, the last thing is time. AI systems are not plug and play systems. They require time. Time could maybe a couple of months, sometimes a year, because you need to train data, you need to find a team to work together, and then it's not a one shot. You have to train your model a lot of times, 10 times, 15 times, maybe much more than, and find a proper AI model to do your business and put it into factory and let's say do better production. So it's very important data, teamwork, and time, given time. So that's my speech for industrial AI systems and AI in general. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
We would like to thank Mr. Sami GÖZÜKIRMIZI for the speeches. He will be presented with a certificate of appreciation. I would like to invite Prof.Dr. Çağrı ERHAN, Dean of Faculty of Engineering and Architecture, to the stage to present the certificate of appreciation.
Thank you very much. Sen çektin mi?
Sağ olun hocam. Çok güzel. Sağ olun hocam.
Şunu da al. Şunu da al. Hadi. Bekle, sen al sen. Gel. Fotoğraf.
Now we are connected to Pakistan.
bottom, you can see like, multiple agents can work together. I take an example of real-time speech in OpenAI, for example. So they have one agent which is doing real-time sort of information gathering, and the other agent is like, end-to-end learning, where it is taking the speech and producing a speech. So multiple agents working together autonomously. So that's the future, and that's where like the world is going. It's about agentic AI, and that's where we will be moving from narrow AI to general AI. So if we move forward and we see like, the automation industry has started with the scripted things, the robotic process automation. But as the intelligence is growing, the automation is growing as well. We went to RPA, and then like, this Gen AI has done the automation using like, AI. But now, as I said, as I stand here today, most of the systems are moving towards the agentic automation, where like, each IoT has its own intelligent brain, its own intelligent algorithm, and they are like, collaborating with each other to fuse and to have a more impact, a more smarter system. So this is a recap. Generally, when we talk about, now AI is engineering, I'm calling it in university, being an industrial person, so it's sort of a dichotomy, but like, it has become engineering in itself. So you have, at the bottom layer is the hardware layer, the compute layer. It can be like, GPU, CPU, and then on top of it is the AI libraries, TensorFlow, PyTorch with some compiler. So if I talk about like, the AI frameworks, it's about TensorFlow and PyTorch, and with some compilers like the GPU CUDA compilers. And then on top of it is the training, where like you train the model, and the serving part where you deploy it in the industry with like, different users. Now I just want to focus it here. I put it here because in Resolve I have like 40+ people, and we are touching different domains in this paradigm. We have been building like, AI chip. I will be discussing it in the later slides. We are building some application which has a real impact in day-to-day life. So here, like, I just want to, before going to the agenda of like, the products, 3 things are important. One is the user who is producing the data for AI. Then the AI, like the software itself, the intelligent agents. And then the last one is the hardware. So these are the 3 things which has given like, new life to the AI, from AI winter to now, like, we are in the AI booming sort of environment. And the compute, the algorithms, and the data. These are the 3 things very vital to the AI. And today I'm going to talk about some of the AI products which we are building. And we are touching different application, and you will see like, from healthcare to the cybersecurity to the hardware development, the products which we are building. And then like, I just want to share some like, experience and journey as well. That is how to deploy those AI products to the end user as well. Because when we are sitting in academia, we are building very good AI models, but to deploy it within in like, end user premises, you need something. And I'm going to talk about that thing that's generally called MLOps. I will be talking like a little bit about it as well. So with this, just like, brief recap of like, before moving to the products, a life cycle of AI. So generally what happens is that whenever you start some project or you want to build some product, you will start with the scope. And scope defines the impact it is going to have. Like if I want to put AI in the transportation industry, like Google Maps, they are using like, this shortest path algorithm using AI. We will see how much like, it will have an impact. And what will be the metrics we are going to define for that. Then the next step is to do the data ingestion part, like data collection, and to ingest that data to the machine learning models. The central part of the modeling part is where like, most of the researchers are doing work. They are optimizing different algorithms, optimizing different like, the algorithms efficiency in terms of that. And then the last part is where industry is most focused upon. We are also doing collaboration with different universities. We are funding them as well. And what we are doing is the modeling part is with academia and the deployment part is with industry. Because you have to see how the model is performing in day-to-day life. You have to measure the matrices if it is performing good or bad. Your environment is changing all the time. There's a concept drift, there's a data drift. So you have to see those things in perspective. Now I will be moving toward the products which we are building and with different applications, I would say. So this remote is not on AI, so it's taking some time, I believe. So the first product which we built is, the area is AI in healthcare. And when the COVID broke, what happens is that PCR is very costlier at that point in time. And it, in Pakistani rupees, it was like 7,000 rupees and like $30 to $40 internationally per PCR. So we built an AI system which is there in academia, you take X-ray images and you process it with AI. We started with COVID detection. And believe me, we have installed this software in 20 different hospitals, even in naval, your premises as well, and to some other hospitals in Gilgit and Karachi as well. So this software was taking X-ray images, and the AI is detecting the patterns out of it, and it's detecting if it has a COVID or no COVID. And then we added 15 different diseases. So our radiologist was getting assistance from this. And most importantly, it was the first Pakistani product approved from Pakistan Engineering Council and DRAP, that is Direct Regulatory Authority, FDA in USA. So every drug which comes to Pakistan is being approved. So, but the most important part was we are playing on our own data. So we have collected 200,000 X-ray images from different hospitals. We took multiple radiologists and did a consensus on every X-ray and then train our AI system. So this product, this is, I'm talking about 2020. This has become first product in Pakistan history. So this. So we were covered in different newspapers. We have taken this product to international market as well. On this, there's a Pasha Award. We won the Pasha Award in AI healthcare for this product. And this has become the first electromedical device in Pakistan. So after this, because healthcare needs a lot of effort and a lot of there's a gap here in Pakistan as well. So I moved to another, this is a research product which we were building, and this is not right now with the end user, but we are just building it. This is agentic AI in robotics, where multiple agents. If you see on the left, this is robotic cars. There are two cars which are coordinating with each other. Each robot is sensing the environment around it, and then passing that information to the next robotic vehicle. So that's sort of a swarm in the underground vehicles, the unmanned ground vehicles. And then we are doing the same thing on DJI drones, which are easily available. We, as a hobbyist, we generally fly it. What we did is we programmed them together. So if, imagine if some sort of disaster happens in Pakistan, these sort of rovers and drones can go there and do a search and rescue very quickly, because they can easily do a very big area search rescue in a lot of quickly and in few minutes. So with this this product is using swarm and agentic workflows behind the scenes. So sorry for that, because this okay on this side. Yeah, but okay, right. So on the multimodality side, we have been generally people talk about images and voices, but here we are different modalities. We are using camera and radar, and with this we are combining them to do a sensor fusion. This is a very important problem in self-driving cars because you have a camera which is looking at front and a radar which can detect the vehicles. So for accident avoidance, you need to have these two multimodality data working together. And for that reason, AI is playing its part. So this is a data from the self-driving cars. These are some partners in Singapore. We are working with them. So they have provided us this data. And on this data, what we are doing is we are classifying the vehicles and the pedestrian with more accuracy. And obviously, advanced driving assistance systems, that's where this sort of a multimodality and the use of AI is helping a lot. So after this, another product which I want to talk about, this is AI in Smart City. This is a smart city in Islamabad. We have implemented our system here. This is one of the shots from the DJI drone. We are doing congestion control, we are counting the vehicles on the road, and from this we can quickly estimate what's the congestion. If there's a congestion, we can send it to the Safe City Islamabad authorities. And believe me, Islamabad Safe City Authority has 220 cameras, and we competed with, I don't name it, but we competed with the international, a very big player, very big known name, and we won the contract from this Safe City Islamabad, where we implemented this system and another system where we are actually doing the vehicle detection, the number plate detection, and make model type detection of the vehicles. And this is important because if you're going to get the e-tickets, that might be the system behind this as well. So there are 220 cameras, and we have initially on the POC, on 20 cameras, we have built this system. If your vehicle got stolen, the authorities just put the number, and this system can automatically search through those 200 plus cameras and can identify where the vehicle is. Even we show the GIS as well, where the vehicle has passed through. If they have 3 cameras, 4 cameras, and we can tell the authorities what is the last time instance where we have seen the vehicle. And this, from the technological point of view, it's not only using AI, but it is using other technologies like Kubernetes, Kafka, because these servers are situated at different places. We have to run our AI models on 48 plus servers, and they have to communicate with each other, and that's where this technology is being built. Then from Smart City, I moved to the other product, which is activity recognition. This is we are building for the banks, and this is where we are trying to see the efficiency of the banking office environment. Even we have a system in place in our office where we can do attendance on facial recognition. Here it is doing activity recognition. It can see if someone is talking, smiling, he is sad. Even in classrooms as well, we can put this technology, but not right now. For the banking, they are using it to assess their efficiency in day-to-day, dealing with their customers. Another area which is close to my heart is the cybersecurity, and Pakistan really need a lot of effort in this area. So what we build is this product is a code guard. This is a preemptive sort of approach. We have heard about malware attacks, but this is before malware. You can do software bug detection. We call it vulnerability, and that's where the AI. Basically, we're using large language models here. We have customized large language models, and what they are doing is they are looking at the patterns and they are identifying any anomaly in the pattern, and that's where they are identifying there is a vulnerability in some specific software. And then we're not only identifying the vulnerabilities, we are patching them as well. We are providing the fix for that bug as well. So that's where I think the next coming years, this area of cybersecurity is very important. And then the merger and the integration of AI into it has become a remarkable success, I would say. So there is some demo video for it as well. I just want to show because you rightly now you have been seeing some editors which are coming in for code development. This code guard is like a IDE, like an editor for AI. So it's taking we're running Python at the back end, and once we run this thing, basically IDE opens where you can input your software, and once you input your software, the software automatically reads the code. Once it reads the code, it actually analyzes it, and once it analyzes, it specifically tells you what sort of a vulnerability, like CWE or CVE, those who are from the cybersecurity domain, it identifies that. Then we have a dashboard for the end user. He or she can easily see what sort of vulnerabilities, what line it is. And once we have found the vulnerabilities, we provide the patch, the code suggestion. This is again text code generation from the LLM, and that's where the LLMs and the cybersecurities are coming close to each other. Now I like this area. Then there are some other products. This I just skipped. This is a chatbot in WhatsApp. For banking, we are doing this OCR digitization as well. Banking industry is moving to digitization to digitalization, the smartness in the banking industry. Every time we go there and we deposit the slip, sometimes the human make an error because obviously we come from home, our attention level is different every day, but AI will not miss anything. So we are doing some revolution in the banking industry. This is LC, letter of credit. Every time we want to buy something from abroad, we have to open a LC. And it takes 4 to 5 days for the banking industry to assess the documents. We made a software which only takes 3 minutes. It assesses all the your documents. You can put PDF into it, multiple PDF, and then it can access it. Now I'm moving toward those application areas to the compute part, where I said earlier there's the algorithm part, the application part, and then the hardware. So we are doing one research project on the quantum AI, and this is basically the quantum machine learning. And we are accessing AWS. There's a service called AWS Bracket, where you can access the international real quantum computers. So whenever you live in Pakistan, you believe you cannot access quantum computers, but you do. So AWS Bracket, we are accessing those quantum computers, and we are running right now 4 qubit, 5 qubit. It is very lower dimension machine learning on the quantum computers, but we are tested it 6 qubit on the quantum computer, and we have seen right now the quantum computing is in its juvenile phase, I would say. But you're not getting more accuracy on quantum, but in coming times, you will have more accuracy, because that's where the compute is really a big help. Then on the edge AI side, we are looking at the inference part, because in Pakistan we don't have the hardware and we use generally NVIDIA. So we have come across building a chip. We call it vision chip, AI chip. And on the bottom, you can see some of the algorithm of object detection and tracking running there on that chip. This is a chip designed by us, which is using systolic arrays, and then it's a very predefined. But obviously, offline, I can talk to the people who are interested in this product, and we can be really ready to do collaboration as well. So once you talk about AI in real world, the deployment is an important part. So because once you build these products, you have to put it in the real world as a deployment. But there is a big gap, because machine learning is just one part. The other part is the peripheria, is the software engineering, I would say, the complete system. And for that, what we are using right now is, we call it MLOps, machine learning and operations. I think because I'm running short of time, so the slides are not with me at this moment as well. So it's not working. So MLOps is basically where you put this AI model and you put it in production. You do the KPIs. You see how it is doing the matrix calculation. If I deploy my AI healthcare, I will just run it in the hospitals, and I will see what is the benchmark, what is the accuracy I'm getting. Might be on the training data I'm getting 92% accuracy, but once I put it in the real world, might be the accuracy goes down. That's where, like, you know, we do this ML ops, we do the benchmarking. Even believe me, like, you know, for the healthcare, we did 6 different, like, you know, sort of, you can say different trials, the blinded trials, where, like, you know, they given us a data without telling what are the results, and ask our, like, you know, product to measure, like, you know, what is the accuracy for that thing. So I just, like, you know, skip this ML part, ops part, and I just come here and say, like, you know, AI and machine learning, once combined with the development and the operational part, makes the ML ops, and that's the integral part of the industry. When you talk to the industry as people who are implementing this AI, they will say, like, you know, this sort of complete holistic picture you will require to deploy your products at the end user premises. And obviously, like, you know, in the life cycle as well, this becomes important for serving and governance. I just give you an example of, like, you know, the Safe City, where we did this deployment. And in the Safe City, like, you know, the deployment pattern was, first of all, the shadow pattern, where humans are observing the system, and our, like, you know, AI product is running behind the scenes, but we were gauging and measuring the accuracy of it. That is called a shadow, because this AI system is not at the forefront. But once we are sure, like, you know, the system is working fine, we went to the this green deployment part, where, like, you know, there are 2 systems. One is the old system and the other one is the new, and you replace that system once you gauge the performance is high. With this, like, you know, I would like to conclude, like, there are some ML ops tools as well, which is generally required. And we have talked about AI productization. There's another industry of AI services as well. And this AI services, there's a lot of, like, you know, GDP of Pakistan has improved due to these services as well. And that's where, like, you know, the AI has improved its cycle as well. With this, I thank you all, and I will be open to questions. Offline, I will be here. Thank you so much.
Now I request TG Islamabad campus, Rear Admiral retired Zakaur Rahman Hilal Imtiaz military, to present souvenir to our guest speaker, Dr. Usman Qayyum. Dean Engineering Sciences, please accompany. This concludes the opening ceremony. On behalf of Bahria University, we would like to thank our distinguished speakers, guests, and participants from Altinbas University, Turkiye, and Bahria University, Pakistan, for their presence. Let's take a short break before we begin the technical sessions. The conference will resume shortly with the first technical session in 30 minutes. Thank you.
Better than the last time. और इसमें जो ज़्यादा अच्छी बात है कि I was told by the HOD कि all the sponsors, you know, the activity is fully sponsored और यूनिवर्सिटी का पैसा कुछ भी नहीं लगा, and all these sponsors they were brought over here by the students themselves. So I think students को पता चल गया है कि practical क्या होता है, मार्केट में कैसे जाना है, जो एक्चुअली हमारा काम है उनको सिखाना, थ्योरेटिकल के साथ साथ प्रैक्टिकल भी. तो